So let's start with a fresh Excel spreadsheet. And all I've done so far is I've gone through and so all I've done, Rachel, I have a few questions in the panel also, if you don't mind answering
Right,
on
yeah,
hand.
I don't know if you can see them or
So
not,
all
but I've
I've
already
done is
responded.
oh, cool, cool. Let me just check. Only, oh yeah, only
The
show
only one we
unanswered
have
ones. There
now
we
is
go.
from Mike, and if you cannot hear the speaker, that's a GoToMeeting glitch, so you have to log out and log back in.
Okay. So yes. So from question from Barbara, if you have Excel 2007, you will need Excel 2010 to make this work. So there's a lot of stuff behind the covers that they're actually working on. What they've actually done in the plugin is once you install the plugin, there's nothing for your user to configure at all. By installing the plugin, you're basically embedding a small version of Analysis Services called the Vertipack mode of Analysis Services into your Excel workbook. So you're basically building Analysis Services without having Analysis Services installed. But you don't need any server technology installed to do the first piece I'm going to show you today. Great question here. So another question here from Andy. Let's see here. Cannot see anything about the intro and Power Pivot. I'm not sure why, Andy. I think you're maybe the internet may be behind a few times there. Rachel, are you seeing Excel right now? Just to confirm.
Yeah, I'm seeing Excel. So you might have a bit of a lag.
Okay.
It's a GoToWebinar glitch. So this session is being recorded though. So if you missed any part of it due to lag, you can always watch it again.
Okay. All right. Well, so let's go over to the PowerPoint window. And you know what? To do this demo, I thought well, I could show a technical demo and all that. But what I thought I'd do is I'd actually bring in my sales manager, Rob Peters, who is actually here, happened to be in town this week for a meeting where we're kind of doing our 2012 stuff. But I wanted to bring in a non-technical user. I mean, would you classify yourself? You're semi-technical. How would you, Rob? What would you classify yourself as?
A 2 out of 10.
A 2 out of 10. Okay, so you know how to use Excel. You just I
know how to slice and dice a little bit.
Okay, what's cool about you in Excel, and what's cool about your users in Excel also live in our crowd, is they can generally run circles around you in Excel, and Rob can run circles around me with pivot tables and those kind of things. There's some things that Rob does, and I have no idea how he does it. So have you guys used Power Pivot before, Rob?
No, I have not. I
You have not.
Excel.
Use Excel heavily, but not this. And that's what the target user is for this. It's Rob. It's a sales manager, an HR manager, a finance manager, something like that, who can build something very, very quick and answer the question that he wants to. So with that now said, Rob, I'm going to turn the demo over to you, but I'm going to talk. Okay. So Rob has never used this product before, and I wanted to show how easy this is. And Kay, I'm actually frozen on Excel right now. I haven't actually done anything yet in Excel. So you can get to get the Power Pivot menu that you see right here, you have to install the plugin. And you can get the plugin from Microsoft. You can get the 2012 plugin. It's a beta product. Or you can go with the 2008 product. If you want a shortcut, just go to powerpivot.com. You'll find it there also. Now, that plugin is free. Excel's the only thing you have to pay for here. But there's no server technology that's powering what Rob's doing right now. He's doing everything on the fly right now. So the first thing he's going to do is going to hit the Power Pivot window icon right there on the left.
Okay.
Okay, and this is going to open up a new area in Excel. Now this area, typically you get a row limit, right? You have a certain amount of rows you can use in Excel. I think you clicked on it. Yeah, you did. And an old version of Excel was 64,000. New version of Excel, it's in the millions. This does not have the same limitations as the Excel. So you can load a lot more rows into this than you ever could into Excel, I mean, into billions. I have one example that has 10 billion rows in an Excel spreadsheet.
Wow.
So now let's look at any good ideas here, okay? I don't want you doing that. All right, so we'll see up top. You kind of move your mouse around here. You can get data from database. You can get it from a reporting services report somewhere on the web. You can go to the data market. Now keep in mind, I'm using a 2012 plugin here, but pretty much everything I'm showing you here is available in the old version. And if we go over to this little gray icon right here, check out what we can do here. This gray icon, and we can also link workbooks in here as well. It's showing us every single database that we can have access to, and some of which aren't even databases. We have things like, well, that are databases like Teradata, ODBC connections. Anything that's an ODBC compliant or OLADB compliant works here for the most part. You've also have analysis services, reporting services, data feeds from the web also, and we also have Excel. Well, I'm going to hit in text files, of course. I'm going to hit the world's most popular database, which is going to be Access, unfortunately. So let's go all the way to the very top. the bane of our existence that Rob happens to have a lot of data in is going to be access. So let's hit next. Now, Rob, how's your T-SQL skills?
None.
None. Okay,
0.
0 out of 10. All right, no problem. So if Rob knew T-SQL, he could use some T-SQL here, not against Access. You would use SQL against Access, or PL/SQL against Oracle, and so on and so on. But let's browse out. Let's find an Access database that has some data in it. I've got one called Contoso Sales, which you see the top one there. Okay, you'll hit Next. And it's off to the races. So if Rob knew how to the query language, you could select the second option down. If Rob, and we could absolutely use SQL Server as a source also, guys. So all the databases can also all be sources. In this case, so Rob, I wanted to show you guys how all these different data sources can be molded together in one big melting pot. So I'm intentionally not using SQL Server here. So if Rob wanted to, he didn't know query. If Rob wanted to, he can go back here and select the query option right here. But he's a power user, never used query language before. Let's select all these tables except for the entity one. So you can select them all and uncheck that one. Now, if Rob wanted to, if he wanted to build a query without building a query, he could hit the. Oh, did you hit finish? Oh no!
Oh.
That's all right. We'll go. I'll show you again later. He could have hit the preview and filter option, where he could filter out certain things. That's all right. Let it go. Let it go. All right. So he could hit the preview and filter option and actually filter out data. He's getting all jumpy like he's pretending like he's techie though. So that's Rob. Now, like all of us, unfortunately, we want to hit the finish button. So what's happening right now is it's bringing that data into our Excel spreadsheet. Now, we're loading millions and millions of rows here in this case. This fact sales is a list of every transaction I've done in my organization. So I have like 2.2 million sales in this case. We're also getting things like products and subcategories and dates also. All those kind of things are coming over. And at the very end, it's going to prepare the data also, meaning that it's going to find referential integrity that might exist. So it'll know there's a relationship between a product and a subcategory perhaps, or maybe a sale and a person that made the sale. It'll know all those things. So here's the pro of what we're doing. The pro is Rob, without any T-SQL knowledge, has built a data set that he can now write a query against. And Rob does know how to do pivot tables, right? Correct. So that part we're good at. So once we get past this, Rob is immediately in his comfort zone. But how hard was this first piece here?
That was really easy.
That was yeah. So this can come from any data source out there, and there's drivers for pretty much anything in the world. So if Rob wants to go to Salesforce, he can actually pull that data from Salesforce if he wanted to in many cases. So I think I have 2.1 million. So this is called a stall technique, Rob.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, how are we doing? So
1.9 right now. We're getting there.